Hello and welcome. My name is Anne from appletreecoach.com. In today's video, I would like to share with you an overview of the Soul Realignment modality, hopefully to demystify and simplify Soul Realignment so you can understand and see how practical this modality is and how it can help you live a life that you want. Now, before we begin, I would like to just briefly share with you about who I am, how I came to study this modality and work as a practitioner, and why I created this video in the first place. So I've been on this personal quest to understand about who I am, what my purpose is on earth for nearly 2 decades, okay? And really, as I dive deep into this, sometimes life just really start to unfold when you kind of on your quest and on your journey. And for me, the soul realignment modality really came across by accident, or maybe in the spiritual parlance, nothing is accident, it is a synchronicity or divinely orchestrated. I happened to come across a free webinar by the creator of this modality, Andrea Hess, and after watching it, I was hooked. My curiosity was piqued, and I just had this strong desire within my heart to want to know more and learn more about who we are as a soul and what we are here to do. And there I was at the beginning of this year, registered and started studying and practicing with my friends and family, although still with a healthy dose of skepticism, because I am an accountant by training. So, this spiritual work to me has always been something that I'm not quite sure whether I'll be able to do and whether it's actually making sense. But still, driven by my own curiosity and desire, I decided to give it a try. Okay, and for me, it's all about evidence, right? So I want the results to prove itself whether this is working or not. And to my total surprise, with the accuracy, the validation, and positive feedback from the family and friends whom I've read for, it's given me so much confidence and validation that I decided to then go out into the world and start reading for total strangers. And I do all my work online, so a lot of my clients are from all over the world, and especially in terms of profession, with a diverse professional background, especially in the sort of leaning towards the skeptical side of profession. So these are the medical doctors, actuaries, accountants, engineers, and even some scientists whom I've read for. And what impressed me as a practitioner is that there's this consistent accuracy and the healing and transformational power that comes with this reading. And I mean, so far, I've already read for 60 people. I've done 60 readings. And the accuracy is just mind-blowing. And I mean, I've got the top 3 feedback that I've received from my clients are, firstly, this information is uncannily accurate and validating. And secondly, there's so much information shared that they need some time to actually go and process because of the info overload. And lastly, most of them will ask me then, so Anne, how did you do this? How do you know so much detail about my life? And because of the feedback, it has given me so much confidence and motivation to actually create this video and this series of videos, which I'm going to share with you, to let more people know about this modality, about what this work is all about, so more people can benefit from its transformational power. Okay, so now let's talk about what soul realignment is. Now, most of us have heard about the saying, we are all spiritual beings living a human experience. And the soul realignment modality is exactly looking at these. The one big part of the modality focuses on identifying and knowing who we are as a spiritual being, what our soul's purpose are, what our divine gifts and potentials are. And the second part of it is then focusing on, so now knowing who we are, how do we translate this spiritual information into maximizing living our human experience? So then we can live an abundant life. Now, what I really like about this modality is that there are two major components that I love about this modality. The first one is its empowerment factor, because by knowing who we are and knowing all the negative patterns that we have created, we are being empowered to make choices that we can in this lifetime to maximize creating the life that we want. And secondly, it's the transformational power of this work, because by exposing our negative patterns, yes, there's a lot of focus on the negative patterns that we have made. So it is all these subconscious negative patterns that we have been perpetuating in our life, which is why we are still experiencing certain areas of our life that we are not happy with. And the transformational focus is that it tells us now, knowing what these are, how do we go about eliminating those patterns so they do not continue affecting our life anymore. So in terms of the kind of readings that's offered under this modality, there's actually quite a few, with the most fundamental and basic one, which is this full soul realignment reading that is about an hour long, and it goes into full detail about sharing with you what your soul purpose is, who you are at a soul level, your soul gifts, your talents, your characteristics, strengths and weaknesses. And then it focuses on all the negative karmic patterns, subconscious patterns that you as a soul have created in your life, even extending to the past lives and still perpetuating, which is why it's explaining how you are experiencing your life currently. And then it talks about how we can transform that, what we need to do to eliminate those patterns. Okay, and obviously there are other readings after this. So there's this manifesting blueprint reading, which to me is as powerful as the full soul realignment, because it tells us how we can most effectively experience our divinity, express ourselves in this world. And we've also got life situation readings, relationship readings, life lesson readings, and so on. So this is an overview. In the following videos, I will also share with you into a deep dive over each readings that it's offered under soul realignment modality, and I will also share with you behind the scenes as to how I actually go about doing the reading. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Bye.